All right, I've been waiting a while to make this video because I wanted to wait until I went and saw an ortho and officially got diagnosed. Because spoiler alerts, and you can go to my shorts if you actually want to see it happen. But I did totally rupture my left distal bicep tendon on deadlifting. This is the bench workout that I did before that. And what's interesting about this is like there was signs in this workout that there might have been something going on in there. And it could be totally unrelated, but now I'm a full-blown conspiracy theorist about my own body because, considering it's the left side, and I started having these weird problems. And if you go back in my videos, you can hear all kinds of theories I've had about why my left hand suddenly lost a lot of strength. There was a sudden loss of grip strength in my left side. It was really weird. And again, going back, like I've held 705 in a meet that was in January. 677 a couple of times, usually 2 attempts at it, whatever, because I get red lights for things. And like the grip always not been what I wanted it to be, but there was a very sudden drop off that showed up in nationals. And now I wonder if there's been some tendon integrity issues that were kind of showing up. But what's interesting is, everything was going pretty good with my training going into this. I've been training for the USPC Pro Show down in Missouri. Officially had to drop out of that. Told them officially, I got surgery scheduled. It's not happening. But everything was going pretty good. And on this day, I was doing 320 plus bands. It was a 5x5. When I got into the later sets, things started to feel a little weird on the left arm. So I can actually see it right there in that video. And then I re-racked it, and I grabbed Shane for this one, which would have been the 5th set. And I unracked, and you can see my left arm just kind of like gives out, and I had to like re-rack it there. And so something was going on. Could it be unrelated? Sure. But it sure seems weird now that I've lost so much strength on the left side suddenly, and then, these problems showed up. And I got through the rest of this workout. I'll say I love this particular shoulder press machine. I don't love how it feels per se, but it's the only one I can load up and get just like super heavy with. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I guess I'll just say that, which you're going to see in this video, you see the actual deadlift that took out my tendon. I went to the ER 20 minutes after it happened, literally asked the guys to unload the bar for me, drove to the ER. You could already kind of see that, the bicep had the integrity issue where you can see if you've seen a torn bicep. And we all had a teammate, my guy Sal, tore his on a 3rd attempt deadlift at a meet, and you can see the integrity of the bicep just kind of goes. I knew that something was probably torn in there. You could also hear it. Went to the hospital, and they can't necessarily do anything right away. At first, they told me they might try to get me in for surgery that day. That's super optimistic that they would have the ability to do that. But they were happy I went in quick. They got me into an ortho. I saw it today, the ortho. That was like 2 days later. And they're already talking about scheduling surgery, and they said it's good that it's now. I did get options on that. So there was the option to not do surgery, but surgery is the best bet for gaining full supination back in my hand and gaining full strength. Right now, I can't fully supinate my own arm. I still have good grip strength in that hand, as good as my grip strength actually is in that left hand. But yeah, I want my full function back, so I'm willing to go through the surgery. And they gave me a timeline of saying, post-surgery, it's probably like 6 months before I'd be back to full function. But, that's their timeline, and we'll see. And I think to some people's surprise and to some people is no surprise at all, I'll be back in the gym doing what I can rather quickly. I can still do SSB squats with one arm. And I talked to Pete, my coach, and we talked about doing as many things as we can upper body with one arm. So I'm going to officially call that pumpkin training. If anybody's a fan of the world of arm wrestling like I am, there's a great arm wrestler, Devin Lorette. And at one point in time, not because of injuries at all, and I think he's had plenty of injuries. Most arm wrestlers have gone through elbow, bicep, all kinds of surgeries. But I think for him specifically, he decided at one point he was only going to train his right arm. And so when he was doing that, I think the expectation was you'd get like super big on one side. And I know there's the one big trap guy on TikTok and Instagram and all that crap. But what they actually find is the science says that you'll retain strength on the other side of the body. And so like something within 90%. So that's kind of our plan. So here you go. This is actually the first set I did with 600 pounds. This was a big test for us. Considering I couldn't hold 628 at nationals with a deadlift bar. This is with a power bar. So this I got successfully for like 1.9 reps. It did say do 4 and then a hold. The grip wasn't quite there. And then honestly, I went to the bathroom and I had to wait and I took forever and I went back and I grabbed this kind of cold and boom, right there. And again, if you want to go over to the shorts side of YouTube, you can find that one. And with the sound on, you can actually hear my left bicep tendon snap. It's such an interesting and distinct noise. And I heard it at the time. If you listen to the rest of this video, I'm walking around, you can hear Charlie be like, oh man, I hope it's not torn. It was torn. This, you can't really tell it there, but yeah, like it had slid up a little bit, so my bicep wasn't attached to the elbow. And then just as time went on, the bruising. And then this final picture, this is from this morning. And I can actually tell you that even right now, that was this morning, it looks worse than that now. It's nasty.